metrics and those topics extremely close so that you don't have to. So tamp down your political belief and let us just present to you a full financial plan. And yes, for the next 4 years, 8 years, 20 years of your life, we're going to have to move around as tax brackets change, as Social Security payments may be impacted. Nobody has pensions anymore, so as pensions kind of wane and fall away, we need something to replace them. But there are some things that we certainly pay attention to on the political landscape, but that political landscape is one piece of many. So there are many metrics we're looking at. The election's a heated topic and very interesting to talk about, but it has to have its proper place. It does not take front and center in our decisions to invest or our plans. That's having a vision for if this goes this way or this way, we need to be prepared for either scenario. That's where the Replace My Paycheck Challenge and having a deep income discussion with our advisory team could serve everybody very well.
Go ahead. Take the Replace My Paycheck Challenge today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Scott Slade here. You know, when we talk about our health, I think it's pretty important to talk about what's most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put it off. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 678-369-0202. That's 678-369-0202. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out of pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
Ramjack has the highest quality foundation repair products in the nation. And I'm not just saying it. An independent testing organization certified it. Doug Turnbull here. No other foundation repair product will perform as well as Ramjack. My friend Mark Beckham, the owner of Ramjack, gets calls every day to remove and fix the work other foundation companies left behind. That's why Ramjack backs their work with a fully transferable life of the structure warranty. Get your free estimate. Just Google Atlanta Ramjack.
11:17 on the Mark Arum Show, updating delays on I-20. Live with the latest. Hello and good morning to Veronica Harrell.
And hello and good morning to you, Mark. Yeah, folks are going to run into a couple of taps of the brakes over on I-20 eastbound because of construction at MLK Junior Drive. It is over in that right lane. Downtown, few brake lights too, 75, 85 north and southbound. And watch for construction over on Peachtree, both directions at Peachtree Valley. It's taking out a right lane each way. I'm Veronica Harrell, 95.5 WSB.
They're still holding hostages. And yes, they still have some capability left to them. So there's still a lethality to Hamas that, just can't be underestimated.
John Kirby, National Security Advisor, commenting on the death of Yahya Sinwar. Kylie Atwood, CNN's national security correspondent, updating what President Biden had to say this morning.
He had the blood of Americans and Israelis, Palestinians and Germans and so many others on his hands. I told the Prime Minister of Israel yesterday, let's also make this moment an opportunity to seek a path to peace, a better future in Gaza without Hamas.
Now we have to watch and see what U.S. officials are saying even more in their private conversations with Israeli officials. What more pressure can they put on the Israeli side to come to an agreement that they also view this as the moment to drive forth an end to the conflict? We know Netanyahu said yesterday this is a moment to secure, of course, the release of the hostages that are still in Israel. But he also said that the task before us is not complete. So it's not clear if Netanyahu is yet or if he will be on the same page as the Biden administration here. This is why the next few days here are incredibly critical. Biden said that he would be sending Secretary of State Antony Blinken to Israel, so we'll be watching those conversations incredibly closely.
Kylie Atwood, national security correspondent at the State Department. Again, anything big pops regarding the death of Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas, we will bring it to you live right here on 95.5 WSB. If you're watching the show live on WSBradio.com, it's available via live stream. I actually have a nice shirt on today, a nice long sleeve polo shirt. You'll notice that I'm sitting down. I don't like to sit through the entire show, but when I stand up, you see my belly. And unless Deborah can adjust the camera,
I can, but then it moves back. It's kind of set for a
so
certain thing.
you see my husky frame right now because I'm standing up. I would like to stand up and then sit down, stand up, sit down. I am not a fan of those stand-up desks.
Oh, yeah, I hate those.
My main man, Fred Blankenship's got one upstairs, and he's one of the healthiest dudes I know.
But does he have the treadmill underneath it or just the stand-up desk?
I think just the stand-up desk, but he's also always on the anchor desk, so he's not at his desk a lot. If I had a desk job, I wouldn't get one of those stand-up desks. You know what I'm talking about, right? The desk that, so you don't sit down at your desk all day, the desk rises. Vinny's giving me a look like I have no idea what you're talking
Vinny's
about.
like, I'm just sitting down.
Most of the folks know what I'm talking about. Apparently, they're not that good for you, right? They can cause blood clots or something.
Well, they're saying that standing for about 2 hours or more daily is actually going to increase the risk of blood clots. So if you're at a standing desk working for a long period of time, it's really, and the whole thing is like, oh, you shouldn't be so sedentary, so get the standing desk.
Exactly, yeah.
And now they're saying if you're standing for more than 2 hours, that could cause blood clots. But if you sit down for more than 10 hours, that causes a risk of heart and circulatory disease. So there's no good way to do it. You have to stand up and sit down and stand up and sit down.
I am very grateful. No, I'm blessed that I have a job where I have the option to sit down. Think of all the positions where you have to, all the jobs where you have to be standing throughout.
Oh, you were a server for how many years, right?
Exactly. Security guards. There was that famous episode of Seinfeld where George felt bad for the security guard standing, so he got him a rocking chair, and then he fell asleep in the rocking chair, and the place got robbed. I'm very appreciative of the fact that I have the option to either stand or sit, but it's counterintuitive because I've got friends that are flight attendants, and I know there are a lot of flight attendants that listen, and if you want to weigh in at 404-872-0750, they are worried about blood clots in the air. I know a friend of mine, she wears special compression socks.
Oh, yeah, the compression socks, yeah.
Because, and whenever I fly, like my feet swell. So I'll often take off my shoes, not my socks. I'm not barefoot. I'm not the barefoot Contessa. But my feet will swell. And I don't know if it's the flight attendants, they like on a transatlantic flight where they're sitting a lot or if they're but I know that there's a fear of travelers if you're sitting too long that you can get blood clots. And they say if you're taking a 14-hour flight, make sure you get up a couple times to stretch your legs. So I guess you get blood clots no matter what. That's the thing.
Yeah, no matter what, you're kind of out of luck. So I have a smartwatch that reminds me, hey, you've been sitting too long, get up. And then it'll say, okay, you've been standing enough. You can sit back down again.
Maya's like, she'll stand up out of nowhere. I'm like, what are you doing?
She's got the reminder.
She's like, I have to hit my stand goal. I was like, what the?
Perfect week, thank you.
What's a stand goal?
Yeah, it tracks how long you've been standing.
Yeah. God bless you guys and your smartwatches. Never going to happen. Never, ever.
I can pay with it, too.
Really?
Yeah, I just, you know how you have the tap to pay? I just tap
now
to pay.
Now you lead with that.
Yeah.
Because I keep forgetting my wallet at home.
I don't even need it in certain places.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right. Anyway, any flight attendants, can you weigh in and let me know if what the blood clot concerns are for flight attendants or pilots or anyone that's in the air for an extended period of time? Because I thought you had a greater risk of blood clots if you sat for an extended period of time. But now they're saying if you stand for more than 2 hours, you can get a blood clot. That scares me. Blood clots scare me because they just come out of nowhere and clog things up, and you're outie. You're done. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. I'm not getting paid to say this, but I think the greatest value that we get as Americans in 2024, the most bang for our buck, is from Netflix. And I was befuddled that Netflix was losing subscribers, even as they bumped the rate up. Finally, the rest of Americana is realizing what a great value Netflix is. Their numbers are popping up now. I think, was it 5 million new subscribers, Deborah?
5.1 million new subscribers.
And I don't know, is it $14.99, $17.99?
Well, there's different tiers. That's the thing. You can get one with commercials, without. So it depends on what you want.
It is the best value in entertainment in human history. In human history. I don't know if you saw the new season of The Lincoln Lawyers coming out on Netflix shortly.
Oh, okay.
There's for someone, and a lot of folks you can relate to this, that grew up in the 3-channel environment where we had ABC, NBC, and CBS. That was it.
And if you missed it, you had to wait for
that
the
was
rerun.
It. No VHS tapes, nothing. No DVRs. If you didn't catch it live, you were done. To grow up in that world in the late 1900s, to now you go on Netflix and you can watch a new thing every day for the rest of your life and never repeat. All for less than $20 a month. It's the greatest bang, and I'm not getting paid to say this. If you want to hook me up, Netflix, I'd be more than happy. But I'm glad their fortunes are turning around. 5 million new subscribers. Finally kicked off those deadbeats that were sharing accounts, too. That probably helped. Vinny Bag of Donuts. We got Ryan. He's a pilot. Wants to talk about the blood clots. We'll update that story when we come back. Deborah has tickets to give away to see Larry David next week at the fabulous Fox Theater. And we're going to update Campaign 2024 with John Decker. What is going to happen to all those Republicans who voted against former Trump in the primaries? Who are they going to vote for come November 5th? Decker will have the story next on The Mark Arum Show.
What's your plan for a happy retirement? I'm Wes Moss from Money Matters, and my team has created a free online tool to help you outline a plan for your fulfilling retirement. Start with just 5 quick questions to gauge your current lifestyle, then dive into our interactive financial retirement calculator. This tool is built to help you map out a happier and more secure future. Try it free today at yourwealth.com. That's YOUR wealth.com.
Now, it's your time to make more money and be your own boss. Come to the Franchise Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Cobb Galleria Center to meet with the best money-making franchises. Learn how you can open a successful business. This life-changing event is your only chance to see all the hottest money-making opportunities in one place. Find the perfect business for you at the Franchise Show, presented by the Entrepreneur Source. This weekend, the Cobb Galleria Center. Get tickets at AtlantaFranchiseShow.com.
Coming up from the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, a Delta classical concert featuring Roderick Cox conducting Barber's Adagio for strings and Rachmaninoff's symphonic dances. Thursday and Saturday, October 24th and 26th at Symphony Hall. Details at aso.org.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good? Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Fall is here, and D. Geller & Son is celebrating with our Fall Bridal event. Come join us October 25th through 27th to see Atlanta's largest selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, and incredible fashion and wedding day jewelry. We have the top designers in the world bringing their entire collections, any style and any budget. Save up to $3,000 or take advantage of 0% APR financing for 3 years. D. Geller & Son's Fall Bridal event is October 25th through 27th in Atlanta, Kennesaw, and Sandy Springs. Save more when you RSVP online at dgeller.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 11:30. I'm Lisa Nicholas. This news sponsored by Rocco's European Garage. Our top story, a beautiful weekend for travel, but expect some closures this weekend if you are headed to the airport.
On Saturday, construction will get underway at the South Terminal, upper lanes, and ground transportation near Delta Airlines. Frank Rucker, Senior Deputy General Manager of the project.
So during the next week, we requested our customers plan more time for the journey because there will be some temporary delays or use alternative transportation methods.
Crews are building the South Parking Deck pedestrian bridge as part of the $450 million project. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
Dramatic scenes of a regional jet with its tail knocked off by a jumbo jet at the Atlanta airport have Uncle Sam trying to keep planes apart before a collision turned deadly.
Technology has all but eliminated airborne planes from running into the ground and each other, but near misses and actual collisions on the ground at airports are still a problem.
One is one too many.
Flight Safety Foundation head Hassan Shahidi says despite well-trained pilots and air traffic controllers,
there is still a long way to go to provide that situational awareness to the air traffic controllers.
The FAA will visit the 45 busiest U.S. airports, including Hartsfield-Jackson International, looking at how to end ground incursions. Recommendations due out early next year. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
The federal government announces millions of dollars for mental health resources in schools across the country and here in Georgia.
In a visit this week to Gwinnett County, Education Secretary Miguel Cardona announces nearly $10 million in funds for schools across the state. The awards are expected to help train and hire 4,000 new mental health professionals across the country to support students. Gwinnett County is receiving a bulk of the funding in Georgia, $2.5 million now and about $19 million over the next 5 years. They plan to use the funds to train and hire 125 additional mental health professionals. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Georgia Power is giving a break to customers in response to the devastation caused by Hurricane Helene.
The utility is offering flexible installment payment plans to customers, allowing them to pay their current account balances over several months. Eligible customers can pay their balance over a period of 2, 4, or 6 months in equal installments, which will be added to future payments, and any existing late fees will not be included. Enrollment in the installment payment plans is available through the end of November. Customers can enroll online by logging into their account or through the company's automated phone system. I'm Bloomberg's Scott Carr for 95.5 WSB.
And no charges are filed by the DeKalb County District Attorney following an investigation of a deadly officer-involved shooting at the Atlanta VA Medical Center earlier this year. DA Sherry Boston says the shooting of 58-year-old Robert Smith Jr. was justified. An officer shot Smith after he was threatening hospital employees with a knife. It is 11:33. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. My good buddy Veronica Harrell joins us from the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
And thank you, my friend. Right now, folks are going to run into some delays, though, over in the Norcross area. I got an overturned tractor trailer on Jimmy Carter Boulevard at I-85. Yeah, folks, all lanes are currently shut down on Jimmy Carter Boulevard at I-85. Thankfully, police are on the scene and they are directing traffic, but I say avoid it by using Indian Trail Road. That exit just before Jimmy Carter, exit 101. Elsewhere on the downtown ride, maybe something new. Connector 7585 northbound as you approach I-20. And construction, it is over on Claremont Road at La Vista Road. Lanes are blocked, causing delays. I'm Veronica Herrell, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly sunny today, high 68. Clear and cool for tonight, lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 72. On Sunday, abundant sunshine, morning low 47, afternoon high 75.
56 degrees in Lawrenceville, 53 in Austell, and 56 degrees right here in Midtown Atlanta. We have more news at noon, breaking news when it happens. I'm Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Campaign 2024.
We are going to win the whole ballgame.
You're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against
The race is close.
And we are up in the polls.
The candidates couldn't be farther apart.
Talk about extreme.
With Election Day fast approaching,
he is unwilling to meet for a second debate.
Whatever happens in this election
matters to you.
And that's why it matters to us.
We're a declining nation right now.
Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
The whole world is laughing at
95.5 WSB.
Your 2024 election station.
These days, it's really a pleasure anywhere in New York without a subpoena for my appearance.
Big last for former President Trump yesterday at the Al Smith fundraiser. Coming up, we'll update Campaign 2024 and giving away tickets to see Larry David at the Fox 2 minutes away on The Mark Arum Show.
The Federal Reserve finally did it. For the first time in over 4 years, they dropped interest rates. This is Scott Slade. Well, now's the time to call Myland. Get your application underway and see how you can take advantage of the Fed's latest move. Myland has several loan programs to help you access the equity in your home. And many of Myland's clients are using their equity to consolidate debts or make home improvements. Whether it's a kitchen or a basement remodel, Myland can show you the best way to use your equity to your advantage. When you involve something as important as your home, you want the best local company to work with. That's why I choose Myland. Myland's helped thousands of Atlanta homeowners just like you save the most amount of money with their mortgage. In fact, their average customer saves over $700 a month. Call Myland, 770-817-2000, 770-817-2000, or online at myland.com, spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
I am sitting here with Jeff Jr. of Trajan Wealth. Jeff, I'm concerned because we're in an election year, which is sure to shake things up. Last year was a great year in the market. It's just not looking as good this year.
Well, yeah, the market is cyclical, and that's why it's a perfect time to diversify and lock in some of those gains. You may even qualify for an upfront bonus of up to 30% just for opening an account and up to 12% guaranteed growth for your retirement income.
Up to 30% for just opening an account and up to 12% per year, all guaranteed.
Yeah, and you probably won't hear many other advisors talking about this because they don't have access. I will say it's because of the high interest rate climate we're in, and this probably won't last long.
If you're concerned about what this messy election could do to your finances, call Trajan Wealth today and learn how to get up to a 30% bonus and up to 12% growth per year for your retirement income. Call 678-888-3300.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states has Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Paid advertisement.
That musty smell in your house may be a sign of water in your crawl space. Christina Upwards here. Call American Crawl Space Solutions to make the smell and the water go away.
American Crawl Space Solutions. Foundations too.
He packed in the animals 2 by 2. Ox, camel, and a
Going to update the campaign in just a couple of minutes. They're going to give away the tickets to see Larry David in about 60 seconds. Before we gum up the phones, we had Ryan on in Roswell. He's a pilot. I was talking about the story that Deborah found, that those standing desks might not be beneficial, that if you stand more than 2 hours, you could be subject to blood clots, which to me was counterintuitive because I was always told that if you sit too long, you can get blood clots. Ryan joins us in Roswell. He is a pilot. So thank you for your time, Ryan. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling in. What's the deal with you airline folk in these compression socks?
Yeah, Mark, no problem. Thanks for having me on. Love the show. Was just listening. I thought I could tune in and give some advice on that too. You know, a lot of the flight attendants and pilots that are flying around the country and then overseas, almost all of us wear compression socks at work. You know, so this advice will kind of apply to anyone that's the, weekly business traveler, or if you're flying for a long time. Compression socks is really important for those blood clots. Even the healthiest people that work out constantly can get them. And then, getting up once an hour out of your seat and walking to the lavatory, stretching your legs and trying to get your blood moving is a big tip. So we try to take breaks and do that too. Flight attendants have it a little easier getting up and walking through the cabin, but
how does that work as
really
a pilot? So you and a co-pilot up front in the cockpit, do you take turns? Be like, all right, Frank, go ahead and you stretch your legs and I got the controls here. How does that work?
It's something like that, yeah. It really depends. I mean, each airline has its own individual procedure. I won't dive into the specifics of that just since we're on the radio and it's a public forum here, if that's okay. But just to your point, yeah, I mean, there are ways that we can get, a bathroom break worked into, each and every flight, even those long 14-hour flights that you were talking about. Even people that work on their feet should be wearing compression socks.
Where does one get compression socks and why are they beneficial?
Well, they're beneficial for the one reason that you've already mentioned. It helps prevent the blood clots, blood pooling in your extremities. You think your hands and your feet swell. This helps prevent that. You can get them online, Amazon. You can get them, through other avenues and other stores, foot stores and stuff like that. But ordering them online, I would say just getting at least 25 to 30 on the compression for the compression sleeves will really make the difference for you as a passenger.
Final question for you, Ryan. Do you like movies about gladiators?
Sure, why not?
You might be too young to catch that pilot reference from Airplane. You remember? Have you seen Airplane?
Oh man, I do remember that.
All
yeah,
right.
We're all counting on you. I love quotes from that movie, man. That's a
There
classic.
you go. Ryan, stay safe up in the air, my friend. I appreciate the call. All right, let's give away those tickets, Deborah Green. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have?
One pair of tickets to see a conversation with Larry David at the Fox on October 24th. That's next Thursday.
Bing, bang, boom. We're going to make it simple for Sweet Pea. 8th caller, Sweet Pea. 404-872-0750. 8th caller to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see Larry David at the Fabulous Fox next Thursday. Let me check my email and see if I do have tickets. Yeah. Someone just got star of the show. Let's continue our campaign 2024 coverage real quick, though. National correspondent John Decker. John, it seems ages ago we were going through the Republican primary cycle, and I know in a lot of states, President Trump eventually got the nomination pretty easily, but there were some states, swing states even, where there were 20% of the voters that didn't vote for Trump. They voted for some of the other candidates like Chris Christie or Ambassador Haley. I guess the question I have for you is, are those Republicans that voted against Trump, where are they going to vote now come November 5th?
The big unknown, Mark, in terms of where those votes go, and they're pretty significant. Let me run through some of those numbers for you. You're down there in Atlanta, Georgia. 78,000 Republicans did not vote for Donald Trump in the Republican primary. That represents 13%. That could make a difference in a very close election. Michigan, it's 27%, which represents 297,000 Republicans who did not vote for Donald Trump. So the big unknown is what happens to these votes. I could go through all the other swing states as well. It's also pretty significant. Do those individuals, Mark, do they say, you know what, I'm going to coalesce around Donald Trump? Do they say, I'm just not voting? Or do they say, I'm going to do what Dick Cheney's doing, I'm voting for Kamala Harris?
So interesting. And here in Georgia, the numbers, I mean, that's the number of folks that voted against former President Trump in the Republican primary is greater than the margin of victory that Joe Biden here had in 2020.
Yeah, that's right. And this is an unknown, we talk about polls often. You talk about polls often. Well, these are actual results. So this is how people voted when they could go into a voting booth and close the curtain behind them, not have to share with anybody, not a pollster, not even family or friends, how they're voting. And that's instructive. I don't know. It doesn't necessarily mean that all 78,000 Georgian Republicans who didn't vote for Donald Trump are now going to vote for Kamala Harris. But it does mean that this is one of those unknown factors that nobody can predict with certainty in terms of what happens 18 days from now.
So how does the Harris campaign go after those Republicans that didn't vote for Trump? And how does Trump try to bring them back under fold?
Well, it started with Donald Trump back at the convention, trying to bring, the whole party together. So there's been an effort that goes back all the way to mid-July. As for Kamala Harris. She had a big event in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, in which about 100 Republicans, some of whom were former Republican members of Congress, joined her on stage, explained why they're voting for her. And we know about two very prominent Republicans who are not voting for Donald Trump and are voting for Kamala Harris. Those prominent Republicans being one that I mentioned, former Vice President Dick Cheney, and also former Vice President Mike Pence. Of course, he, was Donald Trump's running mate and vice president for 4 years in the White House.
Correspondent John Decker joining us on the Mark Arum Show. Back to Georgia, and there were a lot of Nikki Haley votes, right? She was basically the number 2 contender in the Republican primaries. The former ambassador has given her endorsement to former President Trump. Could that weigh with the voters that were voting Haley in the primary and say, all right, well, if our candidate is endorsing Trump, we should go that way?
Yeah, I can't say for certain. It doesn't mean that every Nikki Haley voter is following the lead of Nikki Haley. Keep in mind, have you seen her out on the campaign trail? She's endorsed Donald Trump, but I haven't. I haven't seen her do events with Donald Trump, with J.D. Vance. She's been largely absent, and so an endorsement can matter a lot. But if it's just an endorsement in terms of checking off a box rather than an endorsement in which we see, for instance, Barack Obama hitting the campaign trail on behalf of Kamala Harris. He's been doing it already. He's doing it next week with the vice president. That's a real endorsement. That's actually putting your money where your mouth is.
John Decker, great stuff. Appreciate your time. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Thanks a lot, Mark.
Worth noting as well in that I think a lot of Democrats registered Republican to vote in the primary against President Trump. So take those numbers with a grain of salt. But there are certainly some never-Trumpers out there. Curious to see what they're going to do on November 5th. Hey, congrats to Nancy in Atlanta. We might be sitting next to each other, Nancy. Seeing Larry David next Thursday night at the Fox Theater. We'll be right back. Final segment of the Mark Arum Show. Straight ahead.
95.5 WSB wants to give you 4 tickets to the State Farm Champions Classic, November 12th at State Farm Arena. Catch some of the premier teams in college hoops square off right here in Atlanta. You'll get to see Kansas versus Michigan State and Kentucky versus Duke back-to-back, all in one night. Enter in the 95.5 WSB app or visit WSBradio.com for a chance to win. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Looking for a simple, fun, and fast way to win money on sports this season? Underdog Fantasy is the app for you. Hey, it's Jerry Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctrine, and if you know me, I love sports, especially football. And along with watching all the games, me and my buddies are always trying to find ways to trash talk and have fun. With Underdog Fantasy, problem solved. All you do is choose higher or lower on your favorite player's stats to win 1,000 times your pick'em entry. I look forward to having all the bragging rights in my group texts. Making picks on Underdog Fantasy is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use app or use UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code MOTO, M-O-T-O, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be 18 years or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When an injured worker left me a message that said, "You probably won't call me back, I'm just a nobody," I called him right back. Nobody's a nobody, and no one deserves a better firm than you.
He calls to tell me that he's been in an accident, and I'm just scared to death.
I couldn't have hoped for anybody better than Morgan & Morgan. It makes you feel like you're worth something.
It really did feel like family.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Fall is here, and D. Geller & Son is celebrating with our Fall Bridal event. Come join us October 25th through 27th to see Atlanta's largest selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, and incredible fashion and wedding day jewelry in Atlanta, Kennesaw, and Sandy Springs. Save more when you RSVP online at dgeller.com.
Fall into luxury during the L-Certified Fall Collection Sales Event at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Hey, it's Shelley Winter. With the U.S. News & World Report Best CPO program and unlimited mileage warranty up to 6 years and 2 years of complimentary maintenance, it's nicer than pumpkin spice. Hurry in, the event ends November 4th.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people. who make it all work. Learn more at Vestis.com.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Fall is a busy time and selling your home can be overwhelming. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, skip the uncertainties of a traditional home sale, and close within days. No showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care. And that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
11:50 on the Mark Arum Show. Might see lunchtime delays heading to your favorite watering hole at Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Live with the latest, Veronica Harrell.
Yeah, Mark, it's all because of an overturned tractor trailer. It has all lanes blocked right now, well, most of a part of Jimmy Carter Boulevard at I-85. Again, overturned tractor trailer blocking lanes, Jimmy Carter Boulevard at I-85, causing some backup on I-85 south and northbound. But you know, you can avoid it by using Indian Trail Road. That's exit 101. I'm Veronica Harrell, 95.5 WSB.
Because of my big legs and karate, I can do the splits no problem.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, happy birthday, 64 years old today. He was a big star when Longoria and I were in high school. What was it, Bloodsport that came out?
Yeah, Bloodsport.
And there was the schoolyard question, who would win in a fight, Van Damme or the other guy, the other martial arts guy who's really fat now?
And he likes Russia.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, that guy, yeah.
And apparently, actually, they did get into a fight, and Seagal beat him up. Urban myth, I don't know. Maybe that's Longoria's fact of the day, but happy 64th birthday to Jean-Claude Van Damme. One of the biggest perk, except for Deborah, at working in radio is you get free food often, right? Often you get some food.
Donuts every Friday.
I brought in donuts. Longoria brought breakfast today, but it's not a daily occurrence. I have a friend that worked at Google, and Google gave them free food every day. Every day. Like, you go to the cafeteria, anything you want. WSB Radio did that. I would never leave.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be here for the rest. It's such a great benefit. Facebook had something similar, and unfortunately for the morons that work there, they took advantage of it, and they just all got fired. Zuckerberg said, no more.
Yeah, so about 30 people of this company, of Facebook, Meta, was dismissed because they give them a $25 food credit for them to order lunch or something. And this is for things like Grubhub or any other delivery service. So they have $25 every day. And
that's amazing. Can you imagine if Ken Charles was like, you get $25 every day for food?
Yeah.
Right.
I would treasure that. I would never try to violate the trust between management and my food. these guys, they got greedy. And what did they do?
I don't think they got greedy. So these people, again, it was only about 30 people, decided, you know what? I don't want anything off of this delivery service. Maybe they brought their food from home. So they used it to order other types of food or buy things from like...
Yeah, not other types of food.
Well, some of it was. Some of it was groceries and some of it was like laundry detergent or paper towels or anything. And so they were buying other things. And Zuckerberg found out about it and he's like, no. This is for you guys to have lunch. Not to order wine glasses, not to order anything like that. And so he fired him.
Ken, if you're listening, if you institute this $25 a day policy, I swear on the graves of my grandparents, I would not violate your trust and order laundry detergent. No.
I'm on the team that got fired, right? Because I don't want any lunch.
Understood.
Right? And so if $25 is, what does it matter what I'm spending it on if you're giving it to me anyway? Like
it's going away anyway.
You're forcing all this food on me. You're kind of alienating people with any type of food disorder. And it's like, well, great. You get to feed all those people. What do I get out of it?
Then you talk to management and say, hey,
okay.
I bring my own lunch and is there anything
Can I buy
else?
$25 worth of laundry detergent?
Get permission on it. Can you imagine living in a world where food is free at work? And my friend left Google. She left that. I was like, are you crazy? She makes 10 times what I do. So, I mean, she's like, what do you mean free food?
Yeah.
I'm rich. I can pay for food. Anyway, one more quick story. The United States Constitution, a rare copy of the U.S. Constitution just sold at auction, fetching $9 million. Now, the question I have, Deborah, is, because these pop up every once in a while, how many copies of the Constitution are there?
So now you're probably thinking of the handwritten one with the pen and the quill.
Sure.
Now, this is actually a typed up version of it, but there's only about 100 versions of this typed up original Constitution.
From the period,
From
though.
that same
Okay.
area, right? The old school typewriter and stuff. And they said there's only about 100 left known and of existence, and not all of them have survived. So there's quite a few, I guess, copies of the Constitution, but not the handwritten one that we all think of when we think of the Constitution. So they randomly just found this one in an office. It was folded up in a book in the back of a shelf or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like lost. No one uses that filing cabinet anymore. And they were opening it up, and they found it all folded. It's a little stained and dirty, but it's an original
That
copy.
adds character to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it look old school.
9 million. So about 100 copies. All right.
Yeah.
So a market value of $900 million on the current U.S. Constitution market. Market cap of $900 million.
Longoria's fact of the day.
All right, it's National Chocolate Cupcake Day today. And chocolate cupcakes were born out of a 1796 cookbook called American Cookery and have since been growing in a worldwide craze as a dessert staple. And in Britain, cupcakes are called fairy cakes. And in Australia, they're called patty cakes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I am a very good fact of the day, Longoria. I am old school when it comes to cupcakes. You go to the cupcake joints around town, and they're delicious, and we get them for parties and stuff. But when I was a kid, you had a 1/4 inch of frosting on a cupcake. That was it. You go to cupcake joints now, there's 2.5 inches of frosting.
Oh, yeah.
It's
too much.
It is too much.
I
Thank
love
you.
frosting, and even now it's a little over.
Man, give me a 1/2 inch.
Yeah.
The Betty Crocker
Right.
frosting, the delicious Betty Crocker. I'm not going to say I did this, but in my college days, that was the stoner food. You would just go and get a can of the Betty Crocker frosting and a
and just
spoon.
eat that?
Please, that's called Sad Girl Saturday.
Oh, also known as Sad Girl Saturday. Can I give you an alternate fact of the day?
Sure.
Pirate ships. A majority of pirate ships used Democratic votes to determine who would be the captain of the ship. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, how about that?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as good as your cupcake
No,
fact,
no,
but
it's not.
I
By
thought
any means.
it's Friday. Let's give them
Yeah.
a little bonus fact of the day.
Sure.
Pirate ships, a majority of them used a democratic process to determine the captain of the ship. 2 facts for one. 2 for 1. BOGO.
Now, are you guys ready for the Mark Aram star of the show?
Longo, not for the fact, but for the Bobs. Thanks for breakfast, kid. Vinny, you were so close. You were pitching a shutout, and then you flubbed it up. Vinny Bag of Donuts does not get star of the show. Sweet Pea does. Went upstairs to the security office for me. Thank you, Sweetness. Deborah Green always gets a star of the show. Christina Edwards came up with a 1981 Japanese Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial for us. She wasn't even on the clock and she did that. She gets a star of the show. Robert Berger in Jerusalem gets a star of the show. Shannon Kingston from ABC checked in at the State Department on the killing of Sinwar. She gets a star of the show. Political analyst Bill Crane gets a star of the show, as does national correspondent John Decker, updating campaign 2024. Oh, and Eric Roberts, Julia's bro, joined us on the show. That was a fun interview. My social medias shall be active throughout the weekend, so hook me up and hit me up there at Mark Arum, Markaru. Oh, Amanda and promotions. Haha, thank you, Mandy. Yeah, that's it. Eric Erickson's next. Stay safe. Have a great Friday, Atlanta.